What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon. NFL Thursday Night Football Showdown Breakdown. So, NFL is here. We are less than 8 hours away, and we are very excited. But we wanted to bring you guys as much information as we possibly can. So, we're going to go over the DraftKings slate. We're going to look at the showdown here. We got a little bit of weather concern, but again, I don't think it's going to be much at all. But we've got a lot to go over. So again, as always, if these videos get at least 50 likes, you leave a comment, you are a YouTube subscriber, you have a chance to win a free week of FTA+. That's every sport we offer for a week. If this video gets 100 likes, a chance at a free month, 150 likes, a chance at a free year, 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a lifetime pass. So, that being said, make sure you're a subscriber, make sure you like this video, and leave a comment so you have a chance to win. Now, we are also very close to 10,000 YouTube subscribers. If somehow we get like 85 before kickoff tonight, we are going to give away 2 lifetime passes. But once we do get to that 10,000, hopefully we go straight to the moon there. So, we're very excited about that. And people have been asking me, and yes, it's finally here. NFL is here. There's a promo code to go along with it. So if you go to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, go to FTA+, sign up for a yearly pass, normally worth $200, so $199. If you guys use the promo code VIP Customer, all one word, all capital letters, VIP Customer, you're going to get a year pass for $99. While supplies last. So we have very limited coupon codes out there. It's first come, first serve. So a year pass for every sport instead of $199. Get it for $99 right now. So that being said, let's dig into it a little bit. So we look at this game. We don't have a ton of stats to go over. Obviously, like these are fantasy points allowed by position from last year. Defenses change. People go, people come. This is all we can really go over right now because we don't have a ton of information. We know that we saw this matchup here last year in the division, I believe. Somewhere. We saw, obviously, Kansas City was victorious. We know that Kansas City's going for a three-peat. They're a very good team. Everything, it looks to be clicking right now. Rashee Rice is going to be there. You got Xavier Worthy. You got, obviously, Mahomes. You got Kelsey, who says he feels fantastic this year. Whether or not, this is where I'm at. I could see 2 ways to go. Either Kelsey's going to have a smash year, or they're going to do kind of what they did last year. They just need him to stick around, stay healthy, get in there, do some blocking, and then once the playoff come, then he goes off. I could see either way. But I think it's going to be a statement year. I think they're going to rock and roll, and this is kind of what I wanted to look at. So you can see Baltimore Ravens gave up an average of 10 fantasy points to the quarterback last year. Now, I believe the Ravens were the number 1 defense. They've lost some people, and there's no way they're going to keep it up. They were ranked 3rd against the quarterback last year. But this is Patrick Mahomes. 15.5 fantasy points. They were giving up fantasy points per average on DraftKings against the running back position last year, which ranks 15th, which is almost middle. 24.3 to the wide receivers, which ranks 6th. 9.5 fantasy points to the tight ends, which ranks 13th. Now, with what we've got here, we obviously have defenses and we have kickers on DraftKings for, I believe FanDuel got rid of kickers and defense. I can't remember. I think they did. But you still have a lot to look at. Again, make multiple lineups. This is a kind of Thursday Night Football that we're going to make multiple lineups. And don't get too hung up on just one player. So you got to get a little creative here. Matchup-wise, kind of just looking overall, breaking down each and every team. We've got, let's just look at Kansas City real quick. So Kansas City, obviously Mahomes is there. It's going to be very expensive. It wasn't always the number 1 rule to break down the showdowns and have a quarterback be in the nuts at the captain spot. Now, I have an article somewhere on the website. Let me go find it real quick. Let me pause the video. Okay, so I wasn't able to find it. Maybe I'll be able to find it later on, and we'll be able to do it for different showdowns because I want to do these showdowns for Thursday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, in Monday Night Football. So make sure you guys subscribe. Again, if you want to sign up, the promo code VIP customer, all capital letters, all one word, get $100 off, first come, first serve, limited coupons. But looking at this, just kind of taking a look at DVP per last year, how they did. Patrick Mahomes coming in here. Overall, at the end of the year, Baltimore, one of the better defensive teams. They did lose some people. It's Patrick Mahomes. You can kind of look at Patrick Mahomes. You can look in here, trying to look at game logs, face them. Here we go. Back on Baltimore. They won that game 17-10. 30 of 39, only 241 yards, had 1 touchdown, no interceptions, did have some rushing attempts, only 15.14. So he did not have the best matchup against them last year in the conference championship. Then we look again, trying to see if he faced them at all the rest of the year. He did not. So, not a ton to go over. Did not have the best game there. He was 11,000. Obviously, a little bit different there, but his rushing is there. He's got another year under his belt. He could be in store, but he is very expensive. 15.6 to put him in the captain spot is a lot. And we could go that way, but you're going to sacrifice a lot if you're going with Mahomes at the captain spot there. Another one I want to look at is Pacheco. So I think everyone's going to be on Kelsey, but a captain spot of Pacheco at 12.6 or a flex at 8.4 makes a lot of sense. Pacheco coming in, huge year last year, 286 attempts, 12 touchdowns, 1,200 yards. Game log against that Baltimore defense, 68 yards, 1 touchdown, 4 receptions for 14 yards, 18.2 fantasy points. Love him here. I could definitely see him being in the top part here. I think if there's a way to get both the quarterbacks and some of their pass catchers in there, that's great. Obviously, he gets targets in the Super Bowl too. Gets targets there. He's going to catch some balls, especially if they're double covering Kelsey. They've got to contend with Xavier Worthy, who's a rookie. They got to contend with Rashee Rice. Both of these guys have speed. They don't have to contend with Kadarius Toney because he's gone. But Pacheco makes a lot of sense. Obviously, Kelsey makes a lot of sense. Pass catching tight end here. Like I said, slowed down last year, but 32.1 against this team. 11 receptions on 11 targets, 116 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 rushing attempt for 5 yards. 32.1 is huge. So 32.1 is exactly what you're looking for. Obviously, we hope to see that, but wouldn't surprise me if he were in the nuts either. So towards the end of this video, we're going to build just a sample lineup for you guys. So if you guys like these type of videos, let me know. I'm going to have a ton of other NFL content out there. Make sure you check out the betting content for Thursday Night Football. But to put some prop bets out there, we're going to build it using Outlier.bet, who are our sponsor. We're also going to put out videos of the weekly ranking. So the articles are already live on the website. But I'm going to bring you probably the top 10 because there are obviously wide receivers of 130 plus and stuff like that. But we're going to put those videos out. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that bell notification so you know exactly when they go live. So I do work from home. So I'm obviously a newborn. So the plan would be to have the articles done probably Wednesday with the videos out either Wednesday night or Thursday. Again, with the newborn, I don't make the rules, so it'll really just depend. But all of this information will be out by Fridays no matter what. And then we update them Sunday if need be. So we've got those 3 there. So here's a couple. Obviously, Rashee Rice going up a game log here against Baltimore, 12.6. It's okay. 8 of 9 for 46 yards. Didn't really do much. Super Bowl-wise, he's got some rushing attempts in there. Did have a fumble, too. So it's a new year for him. Still got some legal stuff going on, but we will see. Looking at Xavier Worthy, obviously a rookie. Expect a lot of things out of him. I think he's going to be one of those, Sky Moore type. Is Sky Moore on? Yeah, he's still on the team. You never know what you're going to get. He thought he would be a huge deal. Last year didn't really do anything at all. 21 receptions, 244 yards, especially in this offense. So that's definitely one you're looking at. A couple of cheaper options. Now, I don't think I would use these for captain spot. I would use it for flex. But Steele made the team. Steele could see significant playing time early in the season, starting with Thursday's game against the Ravens. His teammates Clyde Edwards-Helaire will miss at least 4 weeks after being placed on non-football illness list. So, very cheap option. He is $200. $200. Now, people aren't going to be on him a ton unless you play multiple lineups. So, Carson Steele for $200, you could do a lot with this. Now, he's going to save you a ton of money. He allows you to do a ton of things. Putting Carson Steele in at $200 allows you to get both quarterbacks in there, allows you to get both of those guys as a captain if need be. So, Carson Steele's one that look out. It could be a sneaky option there. Watson is another one. Justin Watson at 3,200. You're able to do a lot of things with him. Baltimore didn't really do much. So that's more, make 20 lineups, get Watson in at least one of them. Sky Moore, we kind of already talked about. Then you've always got McCole Hardman, who came back. You've got Noah Gray. A cheaper one, too, is Jared Wiley at 200. I mean, this is more of a boomer bust. I'd rather do Steele than Wiley in this situation. So let's say Pacheco goes all the way down. Maybe he's tired, went 3. Now Carson Steele comes in, vultures a touchdown or 2. You never know. You never know what could happen if you're building out. Then we get to Baltimore. Obviously, we got Lamar Jackson. Matchup-wise, or game logs against Kansas City, their last game, 20.5, put 272 yards up. Only completed 20 of 37, but again, he runs. Did have a touchdown and an interception. 54 yards on the ground. Had a lost fumble, so probably looked at more like 25 plus, but that fumble really screwed him. But then you see Houston 39, Miami 39. Like, he has some huge game potential here. You're going to save a little bit of money if you're using him Actually, he's more expensive, so it's going to be very hard to put him in there unless we find a couple of those $200 guys, which I don't know if we really can, but we'll go and we'll see what we can do. Obviously, Derrick Henry's coming in. Game log wise, trying to see if he played Kansas City last year. He did not. Don't have a ton. Obviously, had a kind of a down year in his sense. Had some boomer bust games, but that was with a different team. So obviously, we know that was with a separate team. You never know what you're going to get out of him, but I think he bulldozes his way into the end zone at least for 1 touchdown, if not more. So he's obviously a good spot. 13.5 for captain, MVP, whichever website you're on. These are good spots here. I do like these a lot. Another one is Zay Flowers, 12,000. Game log wise, against Kansas City, put up 24.9 in that game, 115 yards, rushing attempts, had that, did have a fumble for a loss, so probably right around 28 to 30 fantasy points out of him in that game. Again, defenses are the same for Kansas City for the most part. We look at that. I don't mind Zay Flowers. I don't know if he's got what it takes to be the MVP in this one or the captain, but he's there. I do like him. Mark Andrews is another one. 9,600 would be a cheap one. Game log wise, against Kansas City, only 3.5, only 2 receptions. He had a down year for the most part. He's not listed on the injury report though, but he's capable of double-digit receptions. He just did not do it against Kansas City in that game, and it was a close game. So don't really know exactly why, but I mean, if Baltimore somehow gets down early, that's his safety blanket to throw in. So I don't know if I'd use him for captain, but he is definitely there. You got to find some cheaper options. So you've got Justice Hill coming in, 6,600. Said Thursday will maintain a valuable role in the backfield rotation behind Derrick Henry, Clifton Brown. Clifton Brown reported that. So obviously Derrick Henry's number one. But Justice Hill is kind of there as well. Didn't really do much there, and is a revolving door of running backs for the situation. The quarterback running also does not help. I don't love running backs for the Ravens except for Derrick Henry because Derrick Henry's Derrick Henry. So a couple cheap options. Nelson Aguilar, I think he could snag some just quick slant routes, get these catches. But again, 1 reception on 3 targets for 39 yards last year. That kind of scares me a little bit. He's a cheaper option. Bateman's a cheaper option at 7,800. In that game, 1.2, he didn't do anything either. You've obviously got Isaiah Likely, which is a backup tight end, but game log wise, 2 for 3 for 16 yards. Didn't really do anything in that game either. So I think this could be a high scoring affair. I think this could be a high scoring outcome for you. But let's see how we could build a one lineup. Now, this is not the only lineup. Again, definitely check out the website. Go check out all of our content on FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. But this is just a small breakdown of the showdown that we're looking at. So let's say we want to put Patrick Mahomes in there. He's 15-6. He allows you to do some things. He's not Lamar Jackson, who's very expensive, but you can throw Lamar Jackson in there. You can get both of these guys. So then I think Pacheco has a monster year. I think he builds on what he did last year. I want to get him in there. I think Rashee Rice has something to prove. I think we're able to go in that direction. Obviously, this is going to be more so a little bit more of a KC stack, but that leaves us at 3,500. Now, that's not a ton, but if we do steal, okay, now this is, we make multiple lines, but he allows you to go other positions. That brings us to 6,800, which then you want to put Mahomes in there. You've already got his guys. You want to get Lamar Jackson to throw to someone, and we can get Mark Andrews in there right there. I don't hate this lineup. I'm going to lock this one in. Mahomes, Jackson, Pacheco, Rice, Steele, and Andrews. Now, again, it's boom or bust. We don't know what Steele's going to do, but if Pacheco needs to be spelled, take him out at the goal line for whatever reason, I'm okay with that as well. So that's one way to go about it. Another way to go about it, let's not have a quarterback as the captain, but we need to have both quarterbacks in there. So a little bit cheaper option here. When you have both of them in there, you're averaging 5,200. Okay? We're going to go a little bit different. We're going to go Mark Andrews 2 still. 4,600 is what we're looking at. Now, this was more of a little safety blanket for him last year. Noah Gray, game log wise, 2 for 2 at 22 yards in the Super Bowl. Had 5 targets against Baltimore in that game. Didn't do much. He was 1,800. He is now 1,600. So this will be, let's say they're double teaming Kelsey. The other speedsters are getting double teamed. Noah Gray comes out of nowhere and has one of those boomer bust days. I get that as well. Doesn't scare me. That leaves us Rashee Rice for 7,600. Is basically where I'd go on this one. So you got Pacheco, you got a running back here for the captain spot. You got both of the quarterbacks. You've got more of a balanced Kansas City approach to Baltimore. But again, the connection here, we've got Lamar and we've got Mark Andrews, which we think is going to be a great connection this year. So we're going to add that one in there. And then we could do one more lineup, and it really depends. We've had, boom or bust. We've seen it. If you want to go more of a wide receiver in the captain spot, I do not mind that either. I still think I'd rather go with Kansas City, so we can look at Rashee Rice. So looking at Rashee Rice allows you to go different directions. I think Pacheco needs to be in there. I think Lamar needs to be in there. I think Mahomes needs to be in there. That leaves 4,200 there. I think Mark Andrews at 64, which then leaves us at 2,000, which depends on where we want to go, but we've already talked about him. Noah Gray down here at 16. You could flip that and go with McCole Hardman if you want. Game log wise, again though, 3 for 3 against San Francisco for 57 yards after getting traded back to them. 52 yards was his longest reception, had 1 touchdown, 14.7 in that Super Bowl winning game. You obviously have, wasn't Hardman the one who won the Super Bowl in overtime? I don't remember. Against Baltimore, though, didn't do anything, but he didn't play in that game, and he was 800. 1,800, he is a cheap option if you want to go with McCole Hardman. You want to save a little bit of money. You don't need to in this situation. But Noah Gray, you could go Noah Gray, you could go McCole Hardman, and we could go in that situation. So those are just 3 type of lineups that we're building. If you want to see the players that we like a little bit more, you want to see everything else broken down, go check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. Make sure you check out the website. Make sure you check out this YouTube page. Good luck on Thursday Night Football. We're going to do this exact same thing for the Green Bay game, which is tomorrow. I might even film that in a little bit. We got Sunday Night Football, and we also have Monday Night Football for you. So we are very excited to bring you all of that information. Good luck on Thursday Night Football. Get your comments down below. Tell me prediction. Who is going to win? Also, the MLB video that's going live that will be filmed for Friday, the winner of the Outlier free month had already won a month and wanted us to give back to you. So he has giving up that 1 month for one lucky person there. So make sure you follow that MLB video, and we will talk about it in there. So good luck on this Thursday Night Football. Let's bring them some bacon, and thank God NFL is back.